Hi and welcome. Today we're going to follow on from last week's video about beaded links and make some earrings. So we're going to build on the design we used, which was the halo beaded link. We're going to add another row of beads and then we're going to turn them into really charming earrings. Let's head down to the board and crack on. We're going to begin in much the same way as we did for the standard haloed beaded link, but this time I'm going to work with an extra couple of inches of wire. I have an 8-inch length of 0.8mm or 20 gauge raw copper wire. Just make sure that your bead will move freely on that wire. Around about 2 inches from one end, I'm going to turn a right angle bend and generate my first loop. Now at this point you can add it directly into another link if you wanted to, or into a chain or into a finding. Absolutely up to you how you use these links. I'm going to use the 2mm pin on my memory wire finishing pliers again to generate that first wrapped loop. And once I've got that sitting squarely as a circle can anyway on the end of that wire, I'm going to wrap a couple of times just to seal the end. And again, if you do make that a little bit baggy, you can pinch everything together really easily at this stage. I'm going to wrap twice and leave the tail sticking out. Give that a bit of a smush. And then we're going to flip to the other side. Now I need to leave something of a gap before I turn another right angle bend, and I'm going to allow probably around about 3mm, which will be enough for 2 turns of wire on this side, plus just refining the design so it's nice and balanced. So right angle bend and then a wrapped loop on the end, all the way around. Get that to sit square on the end, again as square as a round thing can sit. Nice little squish to make it good and strong. You can add in your finding or link at this stage, and then I'm going to wrap twice around that central core wire. The reason I'm running through this quite quickly is because it's exactly the same technique as the haloed links that we made earlier. So just give that a bit of a turn, make sure that everything looks good. I'm going to go for one more half turn at one end, tighten up those coils, and then a half turn at the other end. And I'm just going to continue doing that until things are as tight as I want them to be. So I think I'm going to leave it there so that I could spin this bead if I wanted to. Let's trim away the excess from the first end. I'm going to flip that over and just tuck the tail down neatly, making sure this is super tight and tidy already because we're going to be wrapping over the top of this in a few minutes. Now can you see how this wire has become kinked? That's because that work hardening has travelled along. So I'm going to give that a really nice warm through. Now you will need to find beads that have a 0.8mm drill aperture in them. Now for reference, my coin bead here is another 8mm chubby amethyst. It's a chubby coin bead. So I'm going to add on 4 of these small 3mm faceted amethyst round beads. Now you can use other shapes if you wanted to, but you will need to check that drill aperture. So again, watching me thread small beads onto wire is painful, and for that I apologise. I'll try to get it done as quickly as I can. I have tried the varifocal route and I actually see better without them. So once I've got my 4 beads on, what I want to do is to make sure that the first inch or so of wire is really toasty warm. So when you're haloing with beads, you have an option. I've put all of the beads on the top on one side. So on this side of my design, the beads are sitting on the top of the wire. On the other side, they're sitting underneath. In the classic halo design, the wire moves from underneath to on the top, and then from on the top to underneath. You could replicate that with the beads if you want. It looks really attractive, but I'm going to choose to replicate the design I've already created just here. So let's take a look. The wire's coming off the top of the core. What I might do is just protect those beads and give that a tiny pinch so that it sits flush with the loop. So the wire's coming off the top snugly where the loop is sitting. So just give yourself a little bit of a gap near to the bead itself and draw that wire around. Ensuring that that wire is nice and warm is really important to get a really good sit or a really good seat with this design. So if you rush this design, you risk fracturing those beads, and we definitely don't want that. So can you see there's a little bit of a gap between the bead just here and the first of those haloing beads. So I'm going to draw the wire firmly again from the top to the top this time. Going to draw that all the way around that central core and back in the same direction it was travelling. So it's just circuited once. I'm going to cover that bead with my fingertip, with my fingernail, and just snuggle everything down. The reason I'm covering the bead, and if you don't have fingernails, you can use the side of your finger pad instead. So just use your thumb instead. We just don't want to crack the bead after we've got them sitting so neatly. So again, warm that first inch or so of wire really adequately to ensure that it's going to be smooth sailing when you come to arc that around the side of the bead. So there's my first 2 beads. It nearly went in. And I have tried magnifiers as well. I'm just a bit rubbish, to be fair, at putting beads on things. I think that's one of the reasons I work with hammers so much. Hammer is much more my style than very, very fine work. So making sure that wire is super toasty warm. Tiny gap between the central core wire and where your first bead sits, and softly draw those beads around. Now you might need to give it a little bit of a wiggle outwards, and then you can get that to sit. So what we want to do is to bring that wire coming over and around the side as close to the main bead as possible. Grip it with your thumbnail if you have one, and just get a circle of wire going all the way around. Even if you can only go 1.5 times, that's absolutely fine, because now that is nice and secure. I'm going to trim away the extraneous 1.5 inches or so of wire into the reuse pot, covering those beads up. I'm just going to pinch down to make sure that that last little bit of wire where the end is sits snugly against the design. So there is your halo bead with those gorgeous extra beads on top. Quite sturdy little things, obviously. So I hope that you have enjoyed today's tutorial. Now we have our beaded haloed link, we're going to add in an earring finding, some chain scraps and a simple jump ring. So this week I was making some copper colour chains to go with the jewellery that I make, which is quite often raw copper. So I bought some chain and cut that up, and I had lots of little bits left over. Now whilst you could turn these into extended chains, I kind of like the idea of making them into tassels. So the first thing we're going to do is find a complementary coloured jump ring. This is a bronze colourway, and I'm just going to make sure that that fits really neatly together before I open one halfway. And then I'm going to find the centre point of the odd numbered links. I had to trim a few links away. And I'm just going to add 2 short pieces of chain. These are in the region of 1.5 inches each. And if I hang them from the middle, I get 4 lengths of chain coming down. I'm then going to put that through the lower loop. At the moment, it doesn't matter which loop it is. And then we're just going to close that jump ring up. Got the shakes today. Make sure that's a nice seal. I could have gone for copper jump rings, but I didn't have any. I could make some. Just going to make sure that my earring finding is nice and strong. Open that up sideways, just the same as you would a jump ring, and then ensure that the same face is forwards on both earrings. So this is where the beads are on top of that core wire. Slide that into position and close it up. And there, not only have you learnt a new beaded link technique, you've made some earrings just with a few offcuts of chain. Thank you from myself, Jem Hawkes. Thank you from Mr. Mojo for watching today's video. I hope that you've enjoyed the content. Turn on the notification bell to get a little notification every time I upload new content. Liking the video helps me to understand which things you'd like to see more of, and adding a subscription costs you nothing and really does help me to be seen by the wider YouTube community. Have a fantastic day. I'll be back next week with another free wire tutorial.